Good evening, friends, fiends, and night owl supremes. Welcome to A Bit Late, where tonight I've traveled back in time to bring you some very special old Halloween spells, rituals, and even potions to find true love and lasting partnership, and fortune, fame, and fate. Because spells are always more potent on Halloween, do be careful with some of these. There are, of course, also many games and much party trickery to inspire your own gathering of witches and warlocks. Light any candles or fairy lights, steep your favorite cozy time tea, plump up your pillows, get comfy in your quilts, and follow me back in time for Halloween rituals, spells, and potions from 1912. Dry bread. Dreams mean much on Halloween, but certain ceremonies must be carefully followed in order to ensure the spell. Before going to sleep for the night, have someone bring a small piece of dry bread. No word can be spoken after this. Silence must prevail. Eat bread slowly, at the same time making a wish and thinking the pleasantest thing imaginable. Then drop off to sleep, and your dreams will be sweet and peaceful, and your wish will come true, if the charm works. Magic stairs. Walk downstairs backwards, holding a lighted candle over your head. Upon reaching the bottom, turn suddenly and before you will stand your wished-for one. Pretty straightforward, although backwards. Love's dispensary. A cozy corner or convenient part of the room may be converted into an impromptu dispensary with the addition of the love potions and receptacles containing them. Presided over by Dr. Dopem and their assistants. There are a number of pillboxes containing different colored pills, which are nothing but little round candies. The powders, composed of powdered sugar or brown sugar, are folded in the regulation way, only in papers of various colors. Plasters, court plaster cut in small pieces of different design. The directions for taking the powders, etc. may be read or told to each patient as they are prescribed for, or a copied prescription that could be given with each remedy. Tell the guests that you understand that they are all more or less inoculated with the love germ in some form, and this condition, if neglected, may prove serious. So, for the benefit, Dr. Dopem will prescribe for each, according to their need, a remedy which is guaranteed to have the desired effect. And modern a bit frank here, this is not medical advice, it's an old Halloween game for your entertainment, enjoyment, and education. The following are remedies and their use. Red pills, 6, take 1 every 2.5 minutes, will cause your ideal to reciprocate your love. Pink pills, 4 at once, will renew your fading love. White pills, 3, taken with eyes closed, will cure jealousy. Black pills, 3, take 1 between each breath, will vanquish your rival. Yellow pills, sneeze, take 3 pills and sneeze again. Repeat if necessary, will make you love the one who loves you. Lavender pills, stand on left foot, place right hand on heart, take 2 pills. Reverse position, stand on right foot, left hand on heart, take 2 pills. Will bring about a proposal or consent to your proposal. White powder, take with fingers crossed and eyes shut, will make you fall in love with the first one of the opposite gender you see. Pink powder, take with feet crossed, will gain consent for a kiss from the right party. Blue powder, take with right hand holding left ear, will bring about an introduction to Miss or Mr. Right. Red powder, take with right hand on stomach and standing on right foot, will bring your heart's desire, providing you tell what it is. Yellow powder, take while kneeling, will make your rival jealous. Purple powder, take with right hand and arm extended forward, left foot and limb extended backwards, will bring a speedy marriage. Black powder, take while on left knee with left hand on top of head, will cause unwelcome attentions to cease. The plasters, worn conspicuously, have the following meaning. Worn on right cheek, I love you. On the left cheek, I dislike you. On the forehead, I will be your friend. On the nose, I'm looking for a partner. On the chin, I wish to speak to you. At the corner of the mouth, I am willing to be kissed. Prescriptions may be paid for with some trinket which may be deemed as a forfeit. A forfeit may be demanded if directions are not faithfully carried out. Forfeits may be demanded or omitted as desired by the hostess. Suggestions for redeeming forfeits will be found under the heading Forfeits in this book. Apples and flour. Suspend horizontally from ceiling a stick 3 feet long. On one end, stick an apple. On the other, tie a small bag of flour. Set the stick whirling. Each guest takes a turn in trying to bite the apple end of the stick. It is amusing to see guests receive daubs of flour on face. Guest who first succeeds in biting the apple gets prize. Web of Fate. Long, bright colored strings of equal length are twined and intertwined to form a web. Use half as many strings as there are guests. Remove furniture from center of a large room. Stretch a rope around the room from corner to corner, about 4 feet from the floor. Tie one end of each string to the rope, half at one end and half at one side of the room. Weave the strings across to the opposite end and side of the room and attach the rope, or leave furniture in the room and twine the strings around it. Each guest is stationed at the end of a string, and at a signal, they begin to wind up the string until they meet their fate at the other end of it. The lady and gentleman winding the same string will marry each other, conditions being favorable. Otherwise, they will marry someone else. Those who meet one of their own gender at the end of the string will be old maids or bachelors, or just very happy as well. The couple finishing first will be wedded first. A prize may be given to lucky couple, also to the pair of old maids and the pair of bachelors finishing first. Melting lead. This one comes with a warning, probably don't do this one. Each person melts some lead and pours it through a wedding ring or key into a dish of water. The lead will cool in various shapes, supposed to be prophetic. Any ingenious person will interpret the shapes and furnish much amusement for the listeners. Thus, a bell-shaped drop indicates a wedding within a year. A drop resembling a torch or lamp signifies fame. A pen or ink bottle, that the future companion is to be an author, or you might. A horn of plenty, wealth, a bag or trunk, travel, etc. Fortune telling. The fortune teller must provide the person who is to have their fortune told with a piece of paper and pencil and then proceed to say, 1. Write yes or no. 2. State a gentleman or a lady's name. If a lady's fortune is to be told, she must write a gentleman's name and vice versa, or do what you want. 3. Give a number. 4. Length of time. 5. Yes or no. 6. Yes or no. 7. Yes or no. 8. A color. 9. A color. 10. Yes or no. 11. Yes or no. 12. A shape. 13. A measure. 14. A sum of money. 15. A sum of money. 16. A virtue. 17. A profession. 18. The name of a place. 19. A lady's or gentleman's name. 20. The name of a place. 21. A number. 22. Yes or no. When all these have been written down, the fortune teller proceeds to read out the list of questions they have with the answers corresponding in numbers. Below is the appended list of questions, which, of course, must not be shown to the person whose fortune is being told until they have written down the answers. 1. Have you a lover? 2. What is his or her name? 3. How old are they? 4. How long have you known them? 5. Do they know you love them? 6. Is your affection returned? 7. Have they proposed? 8. What color hair do they have? 9. What color are their eyes? 10. Are they handsome? 11. Are they conceited? 12. What shape is their nose? 13. What size is their mouth? 14. What is their fortune? 15. How much will they allow you? 16. What is their chief virtue? 17. What is their profession? 18. Where did you first meet? 19. What is your rival's name? 20. Where do you intend to live? 21. How many other proposals have you had or made? 22. Will the marriage be a happy one? Acting rhymes. Now this is a game for which half the players go outside the door, whilst those who stay in the room choose a word of one syllable. which should not be too difficult. For instance, suppose one word to be flat. Those who are out of the room are informed that the word has been thought of that rhymes with cat, and so they have to act, without speaking, all the words they can think of that rhyme with cat. Supposing their first idea be bat, they come into the room and play an imaginary game of cricket. This not being correct, they would be hissed for their plans, ooh, scorn, and they must then hurry outside again. They might next try rat, most of them going into the room on their hands and feet, whilst the others might pretend to be frightened. Again, they would be hissed. At last, the boys go in and fall flat on their faces, while the girls pretend to use flat irons upon their backs. The loud clapping that follows tells them that they are right at last. They then change places with the audience, who, in turn, become the actors. Alphabet game. Cut alphabet from newspaper and sprinkle on surface of water. Letters floating may spell or suggest the name of future husband or wife. Shadow buff. A splendid game and one specially suitable for a large party. A sheet or white tablecloth is first all stretched right across the room, and on a table behind it is placed a bright lamp. All the other lights in the room are then extinguished, and one of the players takes a seat upon a low stool midway between the lamp and the sheet. The other players endeavor to disguise themselves as much as possible by distorting their features, rumpling their hair, wearing wigs, false noses, etc., and pass one by one behind the player seated on the stool. Their shadows are thus thrown upon the sheet. The aim of the seated player is to guess the identity of the shadows as they pass before them, and the aim of the others is to endeavor by every means in their power to keep them from being recognized. As may be imagined, the task of the single player is not an easy one, the distorted shadows being vastly different from the originals as seen before the lights were extinguished. Apple seeds. Name 2 wet apple seeds and stick them on the forehead. First seed to fall indicates that the person for whom the seed is named is not a true lover. Apple paring. Each guest receiving an apple and a knife is requested to peel an apple without breaking. Then swing paring around the head and let drop to floor. The letter formed is the initial of future mate's name. Or you may hang your paring over a door. The first of the opposite gender to pass under will be your mate. Partners. The players divide themselves into ladies and gentlemen. If the ladies predominate, some must impersonate gentlemen and vice versa. The gentlemen then proceed to choose lady partners. One of the players next undertakes to question the couples. The fun consists of the questions being put to the lady and the gentleman answering for her. Do you like your partner? The lady is asked, and the gentleman may reply, yes, I adore him. Whatever the reply, the lady is forbidden to deny it. If she does, or if she answers for herself, she must pay a forfeit. But retaliation comes, for when all the ladies have been questioned and the gentleman's turn arrives, and the ladies answer for their partners. What is your favorite occupation? The question might be, and the lady may answer, dressing dolls, or making mud pies, or anything ridiculous that occurs to her. Sounds like a sure way to make enemies. Consequences. One of the most popular games at a party is certainly Consequences. It is a very old favorite, but has lost none of its charm with age. The players sit in a circle. Each person is provided with a half sheet of notebook paper and a pencil, and is asked to write on the top one or more adjectives, then to fold the paper over so that what has been written cannot be seen. Every player has to pass his or her paper on to the right-hand neighbor, and all have to then write on top of the paper which has been passed by the left-hand neighbor, 2. The name of the gentleman. After having done this, the paper must again be folded and passed on as before. This time must be written 3. One or more adjectives. Then 4. A lady's name. Next 5. Where they met. Next 6. What he gave her. Next 7. What he said to her. Next 8. What she said to him. Next 9. The consequence. And lastly, 10. What the world said about it. Be careful that every time anything has been written on the paper, it is folded down and passed to the player on your right. When everyone has written what the world says, the papers are collected and one of the company proceeds to read out the various papers, and the result may be somewhat like this. 1. The horrifying and delightful 2. Mr. Brown 3. Met the charming 4. Miss Phillips 5. In Westminster Abbey 6. He gave her a flower 7. And said to her, "How's your mother?" 8. She said to him, "Not for Joseph." 9. The consequence was they danced the hornpipe and the world said 10, just what we expected. And that sounds about right. Good game. The Farmyard. This game, if carried out properly, will cause great amusement. One of the party announces that they will whisper to each person the name of some animal, which, at a given signal, must be imitated as loudly as possible. Instead, however, of giving the name of an animal to each, they whisper to all of the company with the exception of one to keep perfectly silent. To this one, they whisper that the animal they are to imitate is the donkey. After a short time, so that all may be in readiness, the signal is given. Instead of all the party making the sounds of various animals, nothing is heard but a loud bray from one unfortunate member of the company. That is so sad. My heart aches for these people back then. Partners. Partners for different games or for the midnight spread may be decided by the fates. Write a number on one side of a small slip of paper. On the reverse side, write a bit of fortune. Place the folded papers in empty peanut or walnut shells. The shells may be slightly glued together or tied with colored ribbons or strings, or a narrow band of paper pasted at the ends will hold the two halves together. If the paper band is used, the numbers may be written on them and the partners drawn before the nuts are cracked and the fortunes read. There should be 2 portions of nuts and 2 sets of numbers, one for the ladies and one for the gentlemen. The lady and gentleman drawing corresponding numbers are partners. A few suggestions for fortunes. You will meet your future partner tonight. Prosperity and love await you. A lap full of money and a lap full of children. Change your mind before it's too late. You have made the right choice. Your love is not returned. She is tired of taffy. Try chocolates. Thee does not love him as much as thee ought to. You have too many bow to your string. Your face is your fortune, but poverty is no crime. Fate has deceived you. You will be left in the lurch, waiting at the church. Your mate is true blue. What color are you? Press your suit again. It needs it. A kiss in time may save 9 others taking a chance. Dame Fortune says, a good wife, happy days, a long life. You are well bred, but doomed to travel in a single harness. Your better half will be a silver one. Your heart is like a streetcar, carries many passengers and always room for one more. The fates decree you shall be married in the year of 1923. Speaking of dates, ask them. 2 can live as cheap as 1, in fact cheaper, on the same salary. Blind nut seekers. Let several guests be blindfolded. Then hide nuts or apples in various parts of the room or house. One finding most nuts or apples wins a prize. To try one's luck. In a dish of mashed potatoes, place a ring, a dime, and a thimble. Each guest is provided with a spoon into which to eat the potatoes. Whoever gets the ring is to be married within a year. The thimble signifies singled blessedness, while the dime prophesies riches or a legacy. And if this sounds familiar, we have encountered a similar one in a different substance. But some canny lassies have been known to get the ring into one of their very first spoonfuls, and have kept it for fun in their mouths, tucked snugly beneath the tongue until the dish was empty. Such a lass was believed to possess the rare accomplishment of being able to hold her tongue, but nevertheless tricky. The loaf cake. A loaf cake is often made, and in it are placed a ring and a key. The former signifies marriage, and the latter a journey, and the person who cuts the slice containing either must accept the inevitable. Sniver. Each girl and boy seek an even leaf sprig of ash. The first of either gender that falls one calls out Sniver, and is answered by first of opposite gender that succeeds. And these two, if omen fails not, will be joined in wedlock. Naming chestnuts. Roast 3 chestnuts before the fire, one of which is named for a lady or gentleman, the other 2 for gentlemen or ladies. If they separate, so will those for whom they are named. Those jumping towards the fire are going to a warmer climate, those jumping from the fire to a colder climate. If 2 gentlemen jump towards one another, it means rivalry. The mirror. Walk backwards several feet out of doors in moonlight with the mirror in your hand, or within doors with a candle in one hand and a mirror in the other, repeating the following rhyme, and face of your future companion will appear in the glass. Round and round, O stars so fair, ye travel and search out everywhere. I pray you, sweet stars, now show to me this night who my future partner shall be. Barrel hoop. Suspend horizontally from ceiling a barrel hoop on which are fastened alternately, at regular intervals, apples, cakes, candies, candle ends. Players gather in a circle, and as it revolves, each in turn tries to bite one of the edibles. The one who seizes a candle pays a forfeit. Jumping lighted candle. Place a lighted candle in the middle of the floor, not too securely placed. Each one jumps over it. Whoever succeeds in clearing the candle is guaranteed a happy year, free of trouble or anxiety. Sign me up. They who knock over the candle will have 12 months of woe. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, am I right? Ring and goblet. Tie a wedding ring or a key to a silken thread or horsehair and hold it suspended within a glass. Then say the alphabet slowly. Whenever ring strikes glass, begin over again, and in this way spell the name of future mate. Mirror and apple. Stand in front of mirror in a dimly lit room and eat an apple. If your lover reciprocates your love, they will appear behind you and look right over your shoulder and ask for a piece of the apple. Apple seed test. Cut an apple open and pick out seeds from core. If only 2 seeds are found, they portend an early marriage. 3. Legacy. 4. Great wealth. 5. A sea voyage. 6. Great fame as orator or singer. 7. Possession of any gift most desired. Needle game. Each person floats a greased needle in a basin of water. Impelled by attraction of gravitation, needles will act very curiously. Some cling together, others rush to margin and remain. The manner in which one person's needle behaves towards another causes amusement and is supposed to be suggestive and prophetic. Winding yarn. Throw a ball of yarn out the window but hold fast to one end and begin to wind. As you wind, say, I wind, who holds? Over and over again. Before the end of yarn is reached, a face of future partner will appear in the window, or name of sweetheart will be whispered in ear. Now, with all these old, new games and spells added to your Halloween repertoire, I do hope you make the most of the spooky season. Do be careful with which ones you choose. The ones involving melting lead or open flames or breaking teeth seem a little suspect, and I might not try those, just saying. Again, they're included for historical and entertainment purposes, but I so enjoy reading these old Halloween traditions, and I do have a few more to get through if you want to hear those, so do let me know. But for now, off to sleep and dream what you will, or stay a while and enjoy another sound, spell, or tale. Whichever you choose, I'll speak to you again, and until then, stay spooky, my friends. Good night.